All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And in today's lesson, okay, the war on the people is on. This is, I was reading an article that I came across yesterday, which, Lord's will, I'll read a bit of it here from Yahoo News. Okay, and I was meditating on a few precepts going into it, because in actuality, the war has been on the people since, since this devil got in power, and they started, or since they started plotting to gain that world domination. All right, and though they want to control the whole world and have power over everybody, the main people that are a threat to them is the nation of Israel. All right, and in particular, the prophets, the elect, okay, the elect of the nation of Israel, because as the Lord told the son of the wicked Israelites, he says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do." But the elect are of the Father, the heavenly Father, and so they will follow the righteousness of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Nevertheless, these devils have had this agenda for years, all right, for decades, okay, for centuries. And now the reason things seem like they're moving so fast and people are starting to look left and right like, oh my gosh, did you hear this? And did you hear that? It's not because they're coming out with any new plans per se, but it's because they had already waged war on the people, but the people didn't know. And now when the battle is starting to get heated, okay, where they actually have to now, subject these people, people are starting to wake up, and now you're starting to have that resistance. Because from the engineered siege that they're doing right now, all right, to this information here in this article, these devils are basically coming out outright in your face and telling you, look, man, this is what we're doing. Because they were blessed with the sword, but they were also attributed or created with a serpent-like characteristics. So they're very subtle and very slick and very deceptive. All right, they're very deceptive, and just like a snake can wait and wait and wait and wait and then strike suddenly, that's what these devils are doing. Because just as everything seemed like it was going normal for these people, all of a sudden you had this whole demic that just started out of nowhere, and now you can see how much change it has brought. So I'm going to read this one precept first and then read a bit of the article here. And this is the book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given him a great sword. And this red horse and his rider represent Esau. Okay, they represent the nation of Esau, the Edomites, the red Hebrew Edomites. Okay, and they were given power. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The word hand there goes into power or control. And so power is given to Esau. That's why he was able to come up and take down those that were originally in power and rule as he's ruling right now, because the Most High set him up, that he should take peace from the earth. And that's why ever since these devils came into power, the earth has been in the worst condition possible. The people are mourning the worst than they have ever. Because this devil, his agenda, his essence, the reason for his creation is to be violent, is to be the son of perdition, is to be the man of sin, okay? Is to be adverse to anything that's life. And in his mind, he thinks he's doing something right because it's his agenda. But a virus that thinks it's doing something right, well, what do you think would be right in the eyes of a virus? To destroy and to infect and to corrupt, okay? And as it says, and it was given him, and unto him was given a great sword, which is his technology, his guns, his weaponry, his military, and that's what they use. And now that's what they're getting ready to use. So this is from yahoonews.com. And What I'll do is I'll put this in the chat, but then I'll also put it in the description box after the stream, so that anybody who sees this after can get access to it. All right. So now it says here, feds to release non-toxic particles, gases in NYC subway as part of terrorism study. It says here, federal researchers will release non-toxic particles, which I believe I posted this yesterday, but they're going to release non-toxic particles they claim is non-toxic into the New York City subway this month as part of a study on airborne terrorism threats officially announced Sunday. Why? For what? And now amidst all of this, people are just supposed to get up and just trust them. So you're gonna be going in the subway getting gassed up, and because they put up a sign telling you, no, don't worry, it's non-toxic, it's just to study airborne terrorism. Hold on a second. Airborne terrorism, right? If somebody was to release if a terrorist was to release a deadly pathogen, all right, as an attack through the air, it wouldn't be safe. So how do you study an example, right, of an unsafe pathogen being released if you're releasing safe pathogens, right? If you're releasing toxic pathogens, if you want to study something non-toxic, well, you need to simulate it as best as you can, right? So you can see, well, how would it affect people? If a terrorist was to release something like this, how would it affect people? What could we do? How could we respond? So they claiming it's non-toxic. Well, I mean, I don't trust these devils for anything. All right, but let's keep reading. It says here, researchers of the Homeland Security Department and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology aim to find actionable data for emergency preparedness authorities. According to an advisory from the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, the particles and gases that will be used in the study are designed to imitate biological and chemical agents, authorities said. So they're designed to imitate biological and chemical agents, but they're non-toxic and they're safe. You mean like some of the things the FDA approves that are also safe and effective? You mean like the chemtrails they spray in the air that are, nobody questions it, it's just fine, You mean like the excessive amount of fluoride in the water that is safe? Or the mercury that's in the metal fillings they put in your teeth that's constantly leaking mercury vapor into your body? That's decreasing the amount of oxygen that can be carried to your tissues and your blood cells, that creates an anaerobic environment to allow certain bacteria and eventually give you cancer. That's safe. So if they consider all those things safe, why should we trust that this is safe? Because if that's your definition of safe, then I don't want to be safe. I take my chances out there in the world and I trust in the Lord, but nah. But you know what? People are not going to say anything about this because people don't read, people don't study, they don't look into anything. And that's why they're losing this war. And if it wasn't for the mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and his delivering of the elect, the whole world will be done. Because these people have been they've been caught in a spell. All right. They don't sit there and think, oh, okay. And I guarantee you, I'm not stepping in that subway. You're going to have people that are going to go down there. They're going to see the sign because it says they're going to have signage telling them, oh, yeah, this is just a study. Right. They're going to see the sign. Oh, okay. It's just a study. You're breathing in some shit. You don't know what you're breathing in. And then if something happens to you, I'm sure they'll come up with a nice, perfectly good excuse as to why that's happening. It says here, the scientists will set up air testing devices at dozens of locations across the subway from October 18th to 29th to conduct the study. Since when? Since when was this a thing? Since when was this a thing that it's like all of a sudden they're boldly coming out and saying all these things and doing all these things. But you know what? They're confident because they realize that if we could pull off something like we just did, we could pull off some BS like we just did over the past year and going on 2 years, and the people just let us, why should we disguise any of our plans anymore? We can literally tell them straight up to their face, and they'll sit there and agree and comply. And they're at the point where they've taken away so much rights, they've accumulated so much authority that they can now stop with the cover stories, and as time goes on, they're gonna come out plain and tell you straight up, this is what we're doing. And they're gonna tell you we're doing this and telling you because ain't nothing you could do about it anyway. And if you try to do something about it, we're gonna call you an enemy of the state, we're gonna call you a terrorist, and we're gonna come for your ass. Just like those parents who are upset about what's being taught to their kids in the schools are now being basically looked at as terrorists. Okay. If that's the direction they're going, and people are sitting there blindly acting like it's all good, then what's the next step? If you stand up for your child, you're a terrorist because your child really belongs to the state. Okay? So you're just some psycho parent that's just dangerous. And matter of fact, that danger proves that you can't even stay with that child, so we need to now take them away from you. These devils are sick like that. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 60 verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And because of that gross darkness, people will not even know that something like this exists. And if they come across it, they'll just sweep past it. You know, because they want to hear about Nicki Minaj or Cardi B or whoever is the new entertainment or whatever the case is. You know, but to sit down and let me see what that's about, because I take the subway. Yes, the water. Shalom, bro. Shalom. And shalom to all you listening. OOD, oppositional defines disorder is what they call it. You know? So even if they come in with some heavy load of BS, if you are against that, oh, no, you got ODD. You have a disability. Okay? It's a disorder. It's a disorder because you're against their order, their new world order. All right? So you have a disorder, and that's a problem for them. But people will sit here and oh, let me read what this is, because I take the subway. You know, so they said gas. What do you mean gas? I don't know. Anytime I hear some, no, they're not gonna do that. Okay, it's gonna be all good. And when you tell them, oh, word, damn, that's crazy, and then they gonna get right on the shit without a care in the world. All right, now it says the department or the Homeland Security Department did an environmental assessment of the gases and particles to be released to ensure they're safe, officials said. Now, if you need to do an assessment to ensure that something like this is safe, that means that there's a potential that is dangerous. Because gases, if you ain't breathing oxygen, then, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be careful, because there's certain gases that the Lord has designed our respiratory system to be able to breathe in, filter, or use it for whatever it uses it for. Because oxygen is used for many things inside your body. But there are certain things that we're not supposed to breathe in. Certain chemicals that come about either through experimentation or through the burning or the combining of certain elements that you shouldn't be doing in the first place. And that's why you get sick when you smell certain toxins, because you're doing an action that you're not supposed to be doing. Okay? So they're out here coming to, oh, well, we have to ensure. That's like if you move in a new area and then you have inspectors come in there and say, oh, we have to come and inspect the sink and the tap to make sure the water is safe to drink. If you have to do that, then that means that you know that there's a chance that the water is not safe, it's polluted. Right? But if I went to an area that, clean, pure water straight from, wherever it's clean from, you wouldn't have to go, whoa, hold on, come on. Before you drink the water, let us come and test it to make sure it's safe. If you have to make sure it's safe, then there's a problem, right? So the Homeland Security Department, which is controlled by Esau, the same people that want to kill you, are the ones that are making sure it's safe for you. Wow, that's so comforting. The devil that wants me dead is making sure that whatever he's about to spray into my nostrils is safe for me. It says, it's not the first time the feds have used the city's subway system as testing ground. If the city subway system is testing ground, then the people there are the test guinea pigs. Okay? Because they're not testing it on trains, they're testing it on people. And the subway system is underground. Okay, so there's not an influx of air coming in per se. So it would be a good place to test chemicals and gases because it doesn't get diluted with the oxygen or the air that's constantly flowing outside the subway. So great. Now it says here, they've used the system as testing ground for potential airborne attacks. This month's research is part of an urban threat dispersion project, which in 2016 conducted similar experiments in the subway. So now you are conducting tests of what? A fear of an airborne, a biochemical airborne attack, whatever the case may be. And usually we know whenever they start doing their tests, there's always something that follows after. You know, either they do an event that goes live or they do a test and then a few months down the line, oh, look, this is what we were testing. And see, voila, it's happening now. People want to, you know, take us out with airborne attacks. Wow, okay. It says, but the U.S. officials haven't always notified Straffingers they're involved in the test. But this time they're notifying you. It says the Army in 1966 sprayed a bacteria officials said was harmless directly into the subway, into city subway riders as part of an experiment made public in 1980. So they basically experimented on people. Now, whether they said usually they didn't tell them. Now they're telling you we're going to experiment on you. All right. It said the subway riders accustomed to wild experiences underground did not notice the test, which Army officials said made the system a prime target for a covert attack. So because they didn't notice that they were being sprayed and bacterialized, that made it perfect because now if somebody was to release a whatever attack, people wouldn't notice, right? It says MTA officials promise the latest airborne test will be much more transparent. Customers may see signage identifying specific locations involved in the study as they travel around New York City. So they're going to let you know, hey, this area, blah, 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 this, they're doing this. And and people are just going because people feel, oh, well, if they're telling us about it, then that means that, you know, it's okay. You know, it's safe because they wouldn't come and tell us to do something crazy or nothing, right? It says, the agency wrote in an advisory, the study poses no health risks to the public, using materials that have repeatedly been used in prior outdoor and indoor airflow tests. But wait, hold on. Do they mean it's just as safe and effective as something else we know to be safe and effective that comes with side effects that are also safe and effective? You know? So, these devils are saying they want to release gases and whatnot, and you know they're saying from what the October 18th to the 29th. So if you are in New York City and you take the subway, just a heads up, you know that these devils are trying to do that, you know. And personally, I'm avoiding it because I don't trust it. But nevertheless, like I said, the war on the people is on, and it's not just through this. This is just one avenue. Okay. Now, as they continue to siege, and the siege gets more intense, and the food shortages get more intense, and the blackouts start hitting because of this energy crisis that came out of nowhere and that's going around the whole world. Okay, the people are gonna be in some straits, man. You're gonna be in some hard positions, some heavy difficulties. You know, because as they were doing these things, people were asleep. But you're gonna wake up to a painful time, man. Because just like in a siege, when the nation that's sieging the other nation, they're outside, right? They're surrounding them, cutting off all their supplies, and they're letting the damage go on the inside. And when they're weak enough, then they come in. because they can't defend themselves. Because in the siege, you have the walls, but you have guards, you have soldiers that are ready for if the other side breaks through, and then you have people on the top that are making sure the other side doesn't get close. Oil on them, shooting at them, shooting arrows and whatever they're doing, to protect the perimeter. And then you have the people on the inside. Okay, so when the people in the inside start losing it, because everybody's all good till there's no food, right? Everybody's all good until chaos ensues inside. And when chaos ensues inside, you think the guards are going to be able to still do their job? They're going to be distracted. They're going to be hungry. They're going to start losing it. And before you know it, there's chaos going inside. People are already fighting amongst themselves. And the real enemy hasn't even come in yet. That's right. Like the brother said, modern day Masada. And that's exactly like what they did in the siege of Jerusalem. And when they came in there, it was all hell breaking loose already. You had women eating their babies. You had people killing each other, turning on each other, because desperate times turn these people into desperate animals. And then these fresh, the enemy is fresh. She's good. They're good. They're outside. So by the time they come in here, you're already weakened. You can't defend yourself, and then it's over for your ass. So as they cut off these people's lifeline and their supply, and these people start going crazy, start setting up their own cities on fire, start breaking into their own stores, start killing one another, and chaos gets bad, then they declare martial law and send the troops in, right? Just like the troops on the outside will now break through the walls and come in, and then they will do that. And they will round some people up and throw them in them concentration camps, and then they will kill others. All right? So the war on the people is definitely on. It is on. And the Lord is going to, that's why it says in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, that the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Okay? So the Lord has put the spirit on them. As it says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none. So that's why all hell is going to be breaking loose out here. These things, hell doesn't just get up and break loose, right? No. People like to live normal lives, but they become desperate because of situations that arise, right? Desperate times force people to act a certain kind of way. And so as the food goes low, these are all external factors that change people, right? The average individual doesn't want to just, why the hell would I go and break into somebody's house for what? If everything is good, what business, why should I go break into somebody's house? But that's why it says in 2nd Ezra 15, for lack of bread, for lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's why they're going to do those things. So these elites are provoking these people to do those things. Because Tom is a civilized person until Tom hasn't eaten and his daughter is sick. Now Tom has to grab his shotgun that he never thought he would touch, that he probably got as a present from Billy, and now he has to go around and he said, I got to do what I got to do. Like people who watched The Walking Dead, when you watch from episode 1, how Rick Grimes, that's his name, I believe, the main character, how he was in episode 1, as opposed to, I don't even know, maybe season 6 or something. You see how he had to become cold. He had to become hard. At first, he wanted to, help everybody who could, basically lead like a good person. But eventually he realized, the world we live in now, you have to be numb. You have to make hard decisions. People might not like you for that. But if you don't do that, you won't survive. So because of the situation, that turned him to the way he became. And so that's what's going to be happening to a lot of these people. All right? And they're not going to know how to act. Now, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. And that's how the Most High set it up. He sets up events to occur in different times, right? So there's a season for everything. There's a time to wake up. There's a time to sleep. There's a time to eat. There's a time not to eat. There's a time to do everything. And now we're going to jump down to verse 8, to the time that we're in now. It says, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So right now we're in a time of war, and the time of peace is going to come after that. But right now we are in the time of war. So as Yahushua prophesied of the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of sorrows is the beginning. Why is it going to be the beginning of sorrows? Because the war, all right? Because of how bad it's going to get out here. Because these devils have run out of time, and so they're coming aggressively, okay? This is the book of Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. Okay? Having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? So when they start busting out these different weapons and they start mowing people down, now they kill people under the radar. Right? They kill babies and children, and, you know, set up abortion centers, and, you know, inject you with certain things, and they kill people under the radar. But when they get to that great wrath, because they're out of time, they don't care about being low key with it. They're gonna start killing people over the radar, on the radar, you know. And when they declare martial law, they'll be justified in it, lining people up and, you know, executing them, putting people on the knees and executing them. Once they cross that line, it'll become a norm, and it won't be a thing where people can just, oh my gosh, can you believe this is crazy? Like, they're doing this. Yeah, they're gonna do it. And when they get to that point, there will be no returning. There will be no going back. All right, you're gonna wish that cop shooting you down in the streets was the worst form of police violence you could see, because the ruthlessness that's gonna be shown very soon is gonna be beyond people's ability to comprehend. And people think that we over exaggerate. You know, oh yeah, you guys, come on, man. They think we over exaggerate. That can't happen in real life. Oh, it will happen in real life. We're not over exaggerate. If anything, what we're saying is a under. You know, it's not enough. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 1. It says, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty. And this war that they're starting, or that they've already started, is going to go and go and go up until this place gets destroyed, up until Yahushua comes back. It's going to escalate, because in wars, you have allies, you have alliances, you have reinforcements, you have all of that. So as they start the war and they come upon us like a flood, they're going to get a lot of people. But the Lord said he's going to lift up a standard on the behalf of his elect. So there's going to be that resistance, okay? And there's still going to be hell breaking loose in certain parts. And it's going to get so bad to the point where then the Lord is going to have them shoot missiles. Okay, then Yahushua is going to come back and defend his elect. And then that's going to be the war that starts here is going to end up with the war in heaven, pursuant to Revelation 12 and 7. And they're going to lose horribly. All right, it tells you that in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. They're going to lose badly, terribly, gone like that. Like easy. So the war that has started is not going to end until Yahushua's return. Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua, Yahweh through Yahushua, is going to be the one to end the war and usher in peace, the Prince of Peace. Okay? That's when, as we read in Ecclesiastes 3 and 8, the time of war and the time of peace is going to usher in when the war is won. And the war is going to be won starting with Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua on behalf of the elect. Okay? So this war is not even over yet. Okay? It's just beginning, as the Lord said, the beginning of sorrows. So it says, Isaiah 24, verse 1, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. Because regardless of who you are, whether you're a maid or a priest or a person or a mistress, you all, when the missiles hit, when the destruction comes, everybody's going to be in the same boat. Okay? It says, verse 3, the land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord hath spoken this word. Now, how is the land going to be utterly emptied and spoiled? By the besom of destruction that's going to sweep through the land, wiping everything in its path away. And that's why what you want is to be delivered. What you want is to be taken up, okay, into the chariots. You want to be hidden, all right, for a little moment. Isaiah 26:20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, which are the chariots, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. And the indignation is the fire from the missiles. So this little moment is what we read about in Revelation 15:2, where the remnant, all right, were delivered, that had gotten the victory, and they stood upon the sea of glass, all right. That is that little moment of the elect being hidden in the chariots until the indignation be passed. And then they're going to come down, as John saw in Revelation 21. Okay, so going back to Isaiah 24, verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. And that doesn't mean that the earth, the whole planet, is going to be destroyed. But there will be certain parts that are going to be done. Okay, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty, and what does it say in Revelation 21? For the former things are passed away. Because this term, this time period, this rulership by Esau is going to be the end of this current system. And the new one is going to be ushered in starting with Jacob. So it says, the haughty people of the earth do languish, because their pride is going to be broken. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. All right, and who have defiled the earth? Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter, let's see, I believe it's chapter 11, verse 18. It says here, Revelation chapter 11, verse 18, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, which is the elect, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So who are they which destroyed the earth? Esau, Edom. They're the ones who destroyed the earth and are currently destroying it. All right, so back in Isaiah 24:5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Because these devils, they don't honor a land Sabbath. Okay, they don't follow the laws of the Most High. They don't do any of that. They're constantly polluting, experimenting. You take a fish and you want to genetically modify it. You take fruit and you want to genetically modify it. You know, now you're taking people and you want to genetically modify them. Okay, constantly doing these war games, shooting missiles into the water, bombs, oil spills. All these things are defiling the earth. The chemicals you're spraying in the air, all these things are defiling the earth. Okay. Verse 6, therefore, and that's why the Most High had laws in place to govern and to allow things to be balanced, because the Most High knows what he gave the blueprints to be created. He knows what his creation is and how it's supposed to be maintained, because he designed it. So when he sets laws, the laws are like, if you buy a new car, if you buy a certain device, a manual comes with it, and the manual tells you how to set it up and what to do with it, what not to do with it. Hey, don't do this with this. There's warning signs on it, right? Don't put it under this area. Don't let it be close to something flammable. You know, don't let it be close to children under this age. Okay? And then the directions are, do it this way, use it that way. You can do it this way. If you turn the wheel this way, this will go here. If you move the gear here, it'll do this. Well, the Most High did that. That's why we have laws on how to live. And those laws govern us and the planet that we live on. So when this devil stops following those laws and says, no, I'm the Most High now I'm going to make you in my image. I'm going to change you up, right? I'm going to make you a transhuman. And then I'm going to change up the whole world. Then guess what? You start going off because it's still the Most High's creation. You dumb, weak devil. You mad because you can't create anything. This devil can't create anything. And if you watching, understand that the best you can do is take something the Most High has created and try to modify it and act as though you are the author. No, you ain't. Your stupid patents ain't going to do anything. You still don't know how to create life. All right? You don't understand life. You go around taking what the Most High has done and then tweaking it a little bit here and then coming out, look, I'm God now. You ain't shit. You're mad because you don't have that power and you never will. Okay? These devils are a bunch of old ass Edomite losers, you know? And to feel a sense of accomplishment, they go about doing all these things. They're so rich, they want to get all this, and you still gonna feel like that. You are a failure. You know? And you know, it sounds like it's just trivial words, but it gets to them. You know why? Because it's true. You're a failure. You lost your birthright. You got cursed all the way going back to the garden. Your forefather lost his pigment. He didn't even know how to sacrifice right to the Lord. You know, you've been labeled the man of sin. What have you done right? Nothing. So they have no sense of accomplishment. So in order to fill up that void with their daddy issues, they want to go and they want to go and conquer the whole world. So they can say, ah, look at us. We don't need the Most High after all. You know, we gonna worship Satan. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Hey, look, we're able to do this. What are your chosen people doing? These devils are salty, man. They're salty ass devils, big ass crybabies. You know, I'm sure they get real upset when they see things like this, when they see us doing this and they see prophecies occurring and things are going bad for them. They're stressed and they're upset. You know, they're bratty ass, upset, ugly ass, wrinkled faced devils. Okay, and you going in shackles, man. Your age ain't going. It's not going to stop shit. You going in shackles. You know, cold, rusty, painful, tight shackles is what's going around your old saggy ass necks. And when the Lord comes back, you gonna experience that. All right. So you can go ahead and do whatever you want, but even in that, you're only doing what the Most High is making you do. All right. So let's go back, and now they might just come for my whole chest. Hey, don't be surprised, man. They actually watch. You know, they watch. Um, so going back to Isaiah 24, it says here, verse 6, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Because after this destruction, the earth is gonna have much fewer inhabitants. Okay, much fewer inhabitants, because the Lord is going to wipe out a great deal of people. Nevertheless, you're still going to have people on the earth, but that's why we're going to need to repopulate. Okay, we're going to need to repopulate this earth, and it's going to be brand new again. The fire is going to cleanse and wipe out that virus, and the earth is gonna spring forth again. You know, the colors are going to be vibrant. You know, the air that you breathe is going to be fresh. You're going to breathe air and feel your whole insides just being circulated through by just pure good air. You know, you're not going to be having the stuffy nose and the, you know, like foul smells and all that. No. We're going to have pleasant smells, good breeze, you know, nice cool air blowing on you. And you're going to know that whatever you're eating or whatever you're drinking or whatever you're breathing or the earth you're walking on or the things you're seeing is peace, it's harmony, it has a nice vibe to it. You know, you can look right now, you look at things and you could watch a movie or a cartoon and it looks more life and vibrant than real life. The skies are always gloomy, you know, things look dark and bleak, lifeless. You go outside and see a tree and the tree looks like it's dead. The tree looks like it's been dead for years and it's still standing there. You know, if you look at the little squares when you walk down the pavement and you look at the little squares where they got the trees, the roots look so dry. You know, the trees never bear fruit. You know, they just look withered away. You got branches there and oh, it just looks dead. You know, the streets are filled with garbage and food particles and dog feces. People are just walking in it like it's good. You got trash cans all open and drug dealers and drug addicts and all of this. In the kingdom, it's not going to be like that. You know, it's just going to be beautiful. And so that's why this destruction is very much needed. So it's to wipe away all the filth. It says here, verse 7, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. And as you can see, people that were originally in that joyous spirit, now the reality is hitting them. You know, the juice is wearing off. the alcohol is wearing off, the being inebriated, all of that is going away, and then they're starting to get that what they call that when you wake up the next morning, hangover. You know, they're starting to get that you know, and it's not feeling good. Okay? It says verse 8, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth, because we are in a time of what? Sorrows, in war. Okay? War is a painful thing for the losing side, that is. Okay? And at first you would tell people there's shortages, you know, yo, there's food shortages, prices are going up, you know, inflation and all of this, and they wouldn't see it. And they would say, yeah. But now, everywhere they go, you may tell somebody and they may turn on the news and they may see it. And they may talk to somebody and their friend might say, yo, I went to the store, bro, there's nothing there. You know, I went to Walmart, I went to Target, you know, I went to Whole Foods, I went to Stop and Shop, and they still didn't have it. And then it starts to hit them like, oh shoot, I thought when such and such was saying it a month or two ago, I thought it was just them, because they always say that, yeah, they always drag it. But now you're seeing it on the news, they're saying it's not going to end anytime soon. You know, now they're saying it's going to get worse. Your friend is saying it. Now you go to the market and you see that, yo, I can't find this shit. You know, you looking left, right. You like, this is an everyday product that they always have in stock. You know, and the whole shelf is just empty. And I just can't find it. And then you go and ask the clerk or not the clerk, the cashier. You go and ask them and say, oh, I'm looking for such and such. They say, yo, no, we haven't gotten shipment of anything. What you see there is all we got. One worker, I think was at a Walmart, said that what they did was they put the Gatorade, because they were running low on juices. They said pork, beef, chicken, snacks. They said they took whatever few Gatorades they had and they put it at the front of the shelf. And there's nothing behind it, but they put it at the front of the shelf to make it look like they have something. And in the first few minutes, all that shit was gone, and then back to the empty shelf. Because that's just what it is. And guess what? Food doesn't just magically spring out of the earth. You're not gonna go and knock and a piece of fried chicken is gonna pop out the earth and you're gonna grab it and yeah, this is good. That's not how it works. Okay? You don't put a bone of fried chicken in the earth and then it pops out, you know? Or you just you know, there's a process in which you get things. That process is being halted. Because in order for them to mass produce these things, they set up factories, warehouses, greenhouses, places that when they get the raw materials, they can then, you know, put it in a way where it's easily accessible for you. They can process it, package it, and then it can be brought to the stores. Then you go to the store and you see it on the shelf and you say, oh, okay. And then you take it home and you prepare it and you cook it or fry it or roast it and then you eat it. So now those those factories that make these things run on what? Energy, right? They run on energy. Whether it's coal or fossil fuels or whatever, they convert into energy that they can use because they have a lot of big machines that require massive energy. So if there's an energy crisis going on, then the factories that are mass producing and manufacturing these products that you use, not just food, but pretty much everything you use, okay, even if it's imported or it's homegrown, guess what? If they don't have the energy to do that, they shut down. And the more they shut down, guess what? Now whatever's coming in can't come in because we can't process it. And if we can't process it, there's nothing we can send out to you. So even if you do have truckers, what are they going to take? One or few things, one or two or three things. So then whatever they took last week, that's it. Because ain't nothing else coming in. So you go to the store and then you like, oh, okay, they brought something new. You go there, you get it. And then the next time you go, it's not there. And then the next time you go, it's not there. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. All right. So everything is linked. That's why they call it a chain. All right. Just like the chains are like that, they're linked. And when one part of the chain is broken, that affects everything. So when they talk about shortages and the supply chain being broken, that is not a good thing. Okay? That affects you and it will affect you. And by the time you realize that it's affecting you, it's going to be drastic. It's going to be bad. All right, it's gonna be bad, bad, bad. It's like a whiplash. You know, like if you have like a whip, and then you do that lash travels down the whip, and by the time it gets to the end, that shit is sharp as oh damn, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever, it hits you hard. Okay, so now let's go back to Isaiah 24, continuing at verse 9. It says, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Why? Because when all the mirth ceaseth, you're not, that partying and the mirth and all the joy that people once had is going to be gone. Because what made them joy? The parties, the clubs, the food, the drinks, the women, the activities. But all of that is gone. So how do you rejoice? How do you distract yourself from the stress that's going on? You don't. You have to deal with it. Verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down, and the city of confusion is here. Babylon goes back to the word Babel or Babal, which is confusion. If you say somebody is babbling, that means they're not, what they're saying doesn't make sense. Okay? It says the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All right, which the wine represents this truth. So why is there going to be a crying for wine in the streets? Because everything that we were telling them is going to be happening is going to start happening. And so when they can't distract themselves anymore and they're facing it, they're going to start looking for the truth. But it's going to be too late then. If you weren't willing to give up your life in this world for the truth when it was available, then when you are willing to give up, well, there ain't going to be nothing to give up. And you try to come for the truth, there is no trade-off. There's nothing there for you. We traded whatever we had, this life, whatever this world would have given us, for the truth. Now, when you come for the truth, what are you bringing? Because the only reason you're going to be coming is because there's nothing left for you. Your life is gone. So what are you bringing? You ain't bringing nothing. And the doors of mercies are going to be closed. All right. Yep. The brother GMS Take Heed Israel, 2nd Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall be suddenly found, or shall suddenly be found empty. Okay, out of nowhere. You're going to be like, what the hell? What happened? You come there and just ain't shit in the store. It looks like as if they were just building the store and they were just setting up shelves before they bring the products. That's what it's going to start looking like soon. Okay, and that's going to be a problem. And I bet you at that point, it ain't going to matter if you got the juice or not. Because if the market says, nah, we're not letting you in here without it, people going to be like, what the hell am I going to do in there? I see your empty ass shelves. The hell am I supposed to get in there anyway? People, oh yeah, I got it. I finally got it. I'm good. You run up into the store, ain't nothing there for you to buy. And then whatever few you can get, you're going to have people that are going to be waiting. They're going to say, yo, hold on. Why should I go I don't want to do this. So you know what? I'm going to wait for some dumbass who did it. I'm going to wait in the parking lot. And when they come out with their cart, then they're going to be a two-time loser. Okay? Because they lost whatever natural side of them they had when they took it. And now they're going to lose whatever groceries they got when they step out the store. It will get to that point. People will be in parking lots, waiting in their cars, all right, watching to see the vulnerable ones. Like when lions go hunting, they look for the vulnerable ones. They're going to be looking for the women that are shopping by themselves. They're going to be looking for the old people, all right? And they might get you in the parking lot, or they just might follow you. You might have people that they see you get in your car. Wait, it's just her? Shit. Perfect. And they follow your ass, and you driving at night, and you get to that one turn, right? That one turn that is just dark, and then all of a sudden dude overtakes you and he just parks right in front of you and he start walking to your car. Knock, knock. Couple of dudes who knock, knock. They got guns. Whatever the case may be, they taking your shit. And you'd be lucky if they don't take you as well. Because it's going to get desperate like that. People are going to start thinking like that. All right. Continuing, Isaiah 24, verse 12. The city is left desolation. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. All right, because when when the vintage, which is the gathering, okay, afterwards, there's pretty much nothing left, just like a few here and there, and that's what it's gonna be. That's how desolate it's gonna be, both of people and both of products. And people are gonna start dying of starvation. What about the older people? You realize people in nursing homes and hospitals, they need nurses and doctors to take care of them, check their vitals, administer the medication, perform operations on them. So when it gets so bad that the doctors and nurses say, "Yo, I'm out," I need to go do something. Shit, I got a family too. What you think is gonna happen to the patients? If there was a power out, boom, right? Just down, down. Maybe the whole East Coast just go down, and it just stays that way. And they're like, they don't even come out and tell you we're fixing it. They're like, we don't even know what the hell hit us. So we're trying to figure that out. So you gonna be on your own for a while, right? You think the nurse is gonna say, "Hey, whoa, let me go check on my patient. That's my priority." When they get phone calls from their family like, "Yo, you need to come here right now. Shit is bad." You, as the patient, you gonna be there on whatever you on, the ventilator or whatever, and then boom, it just shuts down, and you just there. "Hello? Is anybody there? Nurse? Nurse?" Ain't nobody answering. So it's gonna get bad, man. It's gonna get bad, and a lot of people are gonna be left vulnerable. It says, verse 14, they shall lift up their voice, they shall sing for the majesty of the Lord, they shall cry aloud from the sea. Wherefore glory ye the Lord in the fires, even the name of the Lord God of Israel in the isles of the sea. From the uttermost part of the earth have we heard songs, even glory to the righteous. But I said, yep, some generators will be, yep. But what they're gonna do too is, what these devils like to do is put you in a position of difficulty, but in a position where you have to depend on them. So if you have something, they take it away from you, and then they tell you, "Come to me and I'll give it to you." All right, they don't want you to own anything. They want you to come to them for everything. So if they shut down the lights, they want to be the ones to have certain areas that have electricity or to have food that they can ration, because now guess what? You are subject to them. And if it is the case where they do open up these camps, refugee centers, safety, come, we have food, water, we'll take care of you. Don't listen, man. Because if you know what a FEMA camp is, and they show it, hey, yeah, FEMA's helping people, relocating people. We have all of a sudden we have these centers, large facilities where you can come to and we'll help you. But we know that these facilities have been there for years, and that this was a manufactured blackout, and they wanted to get a lot of people in there. Then you got to be real cautious as to how you get in there, right? Because you might get in there and find out, no, this ain't about free food and shelter. Yeah, they might have electricity, but you should go and find out what they're doing to people because concentration camps are real. Go find out what they're doing in China to the Muslims over there, or in Russia to the prisoners over there. They having a group of men rape men in prison. They having batons with electrical parts on the end, and they're putting it inside people, torturing people, kicking them, beating them till they crying and they do that. Okay, they do that over there. So that is real. It says here, verse 16, for from the uttermost part of the earth have we heard songs, even glory to the righteous. But I said, my leanness, woe unto me. The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. Yea, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. And a lot of people are going to come to that realization, okay, when it's too late. Verse 19, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitant of the earth. And it's going to be so bad, there's going to be no escape. Everywhere you turn, it's going to be like there's been a booby trap set there for you. You know, and people are going to realize, yo, you can't outwit it. It's not going to be about how witty you are, how smart you are, how strong you are. If the Lord doesn't guide you, you're going to be done. That's when faith and courage and having the Lord on your side become the most important things in the world to people. They're going to start realizing that faith is a commodity. And you know what? We've been gathering all that, you know, without where people, you tell people, yo, you want to come get this? No. You know, it's all right, I don't want that. What the hell I'm gonna do with that? Okay. So we just keep on gathering. And when the time comes, guess what? The Lord said, all right, you guys gathered enough, you good. And then everybody's gonna be running back. They were saying we should come get it. They were gathering it over there, and they come and there's nothing there. You know, dry as hell, gone, nothing for you. People are gonna be looking to call upon the name of the Lord then. I guarantee you, people ain't gonna be trying to call on Ahia, because they know all that is just they do it on purpose. But they're going, no, ain't no Ahia and Yeshaya. People ain't gonna be doing that. They're gonna be like, look, man, all games aside, yo, no cap, no joke. I'm not even playing, bro. I need help. You know, I need help. But at the time, it's gonna be too late, because we're not the ones who are gonna be helping you. We can't even help ourselves. The help is gonna come from Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Guess what? Even though, look, man, we go out there every single week. We do our videos. We serve the Lord the best we can. But even when all hell breaks loose, every one of us is going to have our heart pounding, and we're all going to be hoping that the Lord has mercy on us and that he finds us worthy, and that the works we did for him, that he has mercy on us through that. Okay? Because it's going to be so bad out here. We ain't going to be out here, you know, I know I'm good. You know, you're going to pray to the Lord and hope that he answers you. And when he answers you, you're going to know that you're good. You know, when he delivers you, you're going to know that you're good. So it ain't going to be, oh, yo, bro, I need something. We go, look, bro, we also trying to, you know, we also trying to get, so everybody's trying to, you know, get the mercies of the Lord. All right. Verse 17, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitant of the earth. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit. And he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. And ultimately, what's going to happen? That's when those missiles hit, okay? Because they're going to come. You got the ICBMs, right? You have some that actually leave the atmosphere and then they rain down. And the reason the body of it is so long is because you have different parts that break off at different parts during the flight of the missile. Okay? That's why they're shot off into the air at an angle, so that they can land, they can rain down upon their target. And when they start hitting this place, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to start shaking the world, because those missiles are powerful. Okay? Those missiles are no joke, man. There was a video of a bomb that was tested. And I mean, this dude was like, the camera was miles away, and you could see the bomb drop, and the wind, man, the strength of that wind from all that shit was fast, man. The second the bomb hit, boom, and you just see the wind coming full speed, you know, and it just like blew the camera somewhere. So those missiles are powerful. So when them warheads start hitting, man, it's going to cause the earth to shake. Verse 19, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. Why? Because it's going to be melted. Not the whole planet, but I can tell you the whole of America will. All right, and certain other parts. Because as the Apostle Peter said, the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Verse 20, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Now, you know, when somebody's drunk, they can't stand right. They're either on their right or their left. And as they're trying to get their balance, they're swaying. And that's what's going to be happening as these missiles are hitting. Okay. It says, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall yet, because when this place goes down, it's not coming back up. It's gonna stay down. and there's gonna be a place to know for anybody that looks here that this is a polluted land. This is a land that you're not supposed to. The people that lived upon this land are going to be looked at as an example of what not to do. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah is looked at as an example, okay, of how not to live, this place is also going to be taken down. All right. It says, verse 21, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high. And that starts with these elites. Okay. It says, so if you're listening, this talking about you, you're going to be punished. And the kings of the earth upon the earth. Verse 22, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit. So when I mentioned that earlier, if they thought we were joking, that's written in here. All right. We just men, right? But these are the words of God. So your ass is going to be gathered as what? Prisoners. Gathered in the pit. And they shall be shut up in the prison. We're going to throw your ass in dungeons. All right. And after many days shall they be visited. And if we come there and you dead, we're going to bring your ass back and tell you to get back to work. Then the moon shall be confounded and the sun ashamed, when the Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem and before his ancients gloriously. And obviously the physical moon and sun are not going to be ashamed. They don't have emotions. All right. That's just a personification. But the moon and the sun, all right, can also represent wisdom and knowledge, because that's what's going to happen. These devils, there's a scripture that says about the wise men of Teman. Is there no more wisdom in Teman? Something along those lines. All right, because there's going to be nothing they can think of. There's going to be no defense. There's going to be no way out of it. And the position they're going to be brought in is going to be so low that that's why it says in Isaiah 14 that they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee. All right. So, yeah, these devils have declared war, and the war on the people is on. But guess what? According to prophecy, we're going to win that war. And then there's going to be, of course, there's casualties, all right, of war, but the elect are not going to be casualties, okay, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to protect the elect. The water, this is Zaiv Yasharallah, Obadiah 1 and 18, shall not I in that day, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau, the water. That's a good precept. Okay, so that's going to happen, because now it's like this devil knows everything. He has a solution to everything. He comes out and tells people, do this, we'll do this, we'll do that. But very soon, when the Lord brings his destruction, they're going to realize that you are just men. As a matter of fact, you are the basest of men. And you don't stand a chance against the living power and against his son and against his elect. Okay? And that's why the scriptures say, for in 1 hour is her judgment come. So all that thing, all the build back better, and all the things you've done to try and gain the power and authority, and all the deception and all the work you've put in is all gonna come crashing down in front of your face very soon. But now we are in that war. Okay, so now, as the scriptures say, walk circumspect, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. All right. So with that, I'm gonna end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying unto the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Until next time, Shalom.